One more time, fool.
Hey, if you like what you see, subscribe, like, and share.
In the DMV and we work. The Wildcat is cool, but they not like us. Talking real DC, so what's up? Hey, from DG to Moco, fly shit.
What's going on, good people? And welcome to Foote Tuesday. Foote Tuesday is a podcast that I put together once I realized that the homies was coming over every Tuesday to partake in some adult libations like this one given to me by my man Kwame, as we get lit and we talk shit about basketball. And occasionally we have a guest. Yo, but not just any guest. We're talking about Maryland's royalty, the DMV's finest basketball coaches, as well as the up-and-coming stars. But before I tell you about the star that's here on the south side of Washington, D.C., that's sitting over there in a big chair, let me salute All Stars Investments. And now, from Good Counsel High School, oh my God, Thomas Treadwell. Oh my God. Appreciate it. Oh my God, my friend. Thank you,
for the
man.
invite.
I appreciate it, man. So I typically don't invite people over that's gone at me. Up and under me, straight to hell.
Hey, my bad. I couldn't help it.
You couldn't help it, you had to.
Man.
And then when he let me get the ball to go back at you.
No, sir. No. I knew what I did. And I was like, there's no way. I know it's on his mind. So I just stick to you like glue. So he ain't get the ball. The damage is done.
The damage is done. It was officially done. Had me like, God. Either way.
Yes, sir.
Only Maryland.
Yeah.
They hoop out there?
Well, they hoop. I got to know a couple of guys out there that I ran into over the years playing at Good Counsel.
Okay.
At first, I didn't know anybody out there. The only person I knew was like Kurt Small and me, Nelson Richard, and they were the two big names that were out there. Mm-hmm. So just going to school with them, you start getting like bits and pieces of guys that play out there. And next thing you know, my junior year, that's when I really started running from guys from Blair, Gaithersburg, and Quince Orchard. Okay. And then it just started coming Sherwood, and it was on after that.
Yeah, you're talking about 3 years at Good Counsel, man, and you're talking about leadership. Yeah. You was a leader, and I'm going somewhere with this. So that's why. Yeah. So I'm assuming that the leadership led you into All Met. It led you into Capital Classic. Shout out to Ricky Goins. It led you into actually receiving the Pigskin Award.
Yes, sir.
Which one of those accomplishments is your favorite?
I definitely like the Pigskin Award.
Okay.
Because it kind of takes me back from when I was playing on the playground. I was down at Upshur in DC, where I grew up at. So you had the grown-up side and the kids side. Of course, I was a little taller than everybody on the kids side, so I wanted to get up on the grown side. Yeah. So you didn't have that much game. You wasn't tough enough. You couldn't come over here. So I finally got over there through my bumps and bruises, and then just the undersized kid going against adults. That stayed with me, made me feel like I could do anything. Mm-hmm. And so that's what the Pigskin Award stands for. Just being undersized leader. You going out there and put it in work and doing what's necessary to win. So
is this so you're talking about leadership coming from something that was innate, something that was in you?
I think growing up, I didn't know it was in me. I didn't know.
Okay.
I think just every day, starting to play in the alley, starting to play on the playground, and then eventually you start hearing your teammates say, "Hey, yeah, go ahead and take that shot. Keep going, keep going." And then I started to get upset about myself because I missed, and they sitting there saying, "Hey, nah, don't worry about it. We got you. We following you." So then I'm just like, all right, and that's when it really started to sit in and say, "Hold up, they might be on to something."
They'll be on to something.
So ever since then, I just started inserting myself when I needed to, and then they started saying, "Hey, we need you 100%.
Right.
All right, don't worry about this guy over there. We need you in this offense. We need you doing that." So I just took on the role.
Nice. You go to Good Counsel. Let me tell you something, sir. Good Counsel has 8 all Met players. 8, you're one of those.
Mm-hmm.
That's an accomplishment within itself.
Yes.
But I think if I took those 8 players that went to good counsel that was all Met, can they play with any other all Met team? Let's say if we go to inner high, can they play with the spin gun? Can they play with? Hold up. I need to go right to the names. Of course, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Jeff Sims, William Hughes, Dreadman Nee. Oh, you don't want to say nothing?
Yes.
Simple as that. Simple as that. Yes. Again, you, Roger Mason, who we know from the Wizards. You're talking about Chris Monroe. That's a familiar name. We're talking about James Gist, a familiar name. And we're talking about Jordan Clark. Can I take that? Can I travel with that team?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And the thing about that list, everybody's a scorer, right?
Right.
But we know when to exert ourselves and when not to.
Oh, that's huge.
So that plays a big part. So we see disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of me going out there and keep shooting, I see a disadvantage. Like, look here, man, we're gonna milk you until you dry up, and then once you dry up, we're gonna move on to the next. Or I might step in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that list in itself says it all about leadership, as you said, high IQ, and we just want to win.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
So you leave good counsel, you head to Allegheny College.
Yeah.
I think people miss that.
Yeah. Well, to kind of rewind it back, I went to Deal Junior High first.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Deal
Vikings.
Deal Vikings.
So me getting up into Deal, I had no intentions of playing. I was straight playground in the alley type of guy. My good friend of mine, David Alapeno, who passed away. He asked me. He was agile too. He was great. Straight from DC, went to Wilson. Yeah, you know.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I went to
So
Wilson, too.
he told me to play.
Okay.
So I stepped in, started playing. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was just out there doing whatever. And so a coach came down, which was good counsel coach, Joe McCall, and he was going out to David. Then David said he's going to Wilson. Then he came back and got me. So I was like, all right, I ain't know nothing about good counsel. So I went out there. Next thing you know, left from there. And when I train, I tell the kids, who I coach, I tell them books. You know, because I didn't have that. So now I was BSing around. Okay. And I graduated, but I ain't know nothing about the SAT, taking classes and stuff like that, and that hurt me bad. So that's when I went out to Allegheny. Now, Allegheny, there was, man, you look up on that wall.
Yeah.
Everybody went.
Yeah.
Good gracious, man.
One of the best junior college on the East Coast,
Yeah, that's my first time seeing a gym with jerseys all the way around the whole gym. From not the same school, from different schools.
Right.
So I said, it's hard work. I just dove straight in. And it's nothing but hard work, nothing but the truth up there. And so next thing you know, I broke my foot. But after 8 games, broke my foot.
Okay.
And I was out for the whole season. Yeah, man. Came back my sophomore year. I was a little off because I didn't want to do it again. But I ended up, I got, I think my freshman year, to this day I'm still trying to find it. I got named one of the best small forwards on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it before I could. Okay.
So it was there, and so I did a little something. My
the best,
my
the
sophomore
best,
year.
the best.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
I'm a humble dude. Everybody.
Oh my, come on, man! The best small forward
Yeah.
on the East Coast was what he was named, not one of the. Just want to make sure.
All right, so they gave me that title. I come in my sophomore year. I'm still putting in work, but one of the things that hurt me most is that I had the stats across the board, but they had the wrong position. I was always like a power forward or something like that.
Okay.
But I was able to play like the guard, like I can post up down low with the best, whatever size, mid range I can do it, 3 I can do it.
Yeah.
You push the rock I can do it. But certain people on our team, I was only limited probably maybe 2 spots, just because he was on the floor. So I didn't really have the chance to showcase in junior college what I can fully do.
But explain that though, as a scorer. Like, you hit a bucket mid range, you hit a bucket 3. where does that come from? Is that just you putting in the extra work in practice? Is that just like, man, I can just do it all? Is that an arrogance about I can just do it all? Where does the scoring the basketball come from?
I'm not gonna jump too far here because I know you're gonna ask some more questions. But in junior college, it was just all about. I'll tell you this much. One of my games, my freshman year, right? Coach humbled me, something bad. Humbled me seriously, and I think that affects me to this day. How he did it. So we was up in Baltimore playing in junior college. I forgot which one it was. So I'm out there balling. I'm dropping buckets left and right. I was just like, I'm killing you. Next thing you know, after the game, I'm still high-fiving my friends, dabbing up. I was smiling, my chest all out here. He came up to me and said, how many points you have? I said, nah, how many points? He said, probably like 25. I said, oh. I said, that's good. He said, how many rebounds? I said, I don't know. How many rebounds? I said, 2.
Ooh.
I said, 2? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, nah, man. Nah. Because he prided himself on rebounds. So the next game that I had, I probably had like 10 offensive rebounds and like 6 defensive rebounds. Forget the points. Yeah. I was just like, I got to redeem myself. I mean, that's what got me here. So, I had to redeem myself. But ever since then, I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. But as far as going from post to mid-range to three-point, like right now, it all depends. So, if I find a guy on the three-point line that's a little slower than me, then, I'm going to test him. I'll shoot 3 out. To be honest, I don't care how close he is to me. Yeah. Mid-range, I go for the guards that's my height or smaller, and I'll just turn around, especially down low. Down low, I get a jump hook. I got that from good counsel, Mark Joseph. But I scored 26 points off of that. Yeah. One move against Canterbury. Jump hook, 26 points. And so, big guy in the paint.
He mentioned naming names, too. Yeah. Humble, though.
Yeah. But, so it gets like if you're too small and you're kind of light, I'm going to get you down there. If you're tall and you're a little slow, I'm going to hit you with a jump hook. So, like, I don't care how big you are. I'm going to find a way around you. So, that's how it goes. I mean, it feels good. I don't decide it. Like, back then, I didn't decide it. It just happens.
That confidence is amazing.
It just happens. Yeah. It's a whole different story now.
It hadn't gone away. It's still it.
No, it transformed into something else. Yeah.
So how do you make it from Allegheny to American then?
American University was recruiting me from Good Counsel.
Okay.
Chris Nocky. Shout outs to Chris Nocky.
Yeah. Oh.
That's my guy. Like I said, I fumbled the SAT.
Okay.
Right. So, he had other plans. Respect. And but he came back and got me from Allegheny. I mean, there were other choices, but going back home, and as well as somebody that still respected me regardless of what happened with my academics, I had to go with that.
Yeah. So you're talking about all second team JUCO at Allegheny, all second team in the CAA as a all-Met player. Is that a shot at you, or?
Nah, I think I can understand the Allegheny one.
Okay.
But the American University, there was Nate Smith. So he nice three-point shooter. We were not like to ruin a relationship on the team, but we were bumping heads when it came down to scoring. So, once you have the 2 guys that's on your team that can really score, you start to bump heads. But we were still doing our thing. It was no jealousy involved. Yeah. It's just that he would outshine me one game, I would outshine him one game. It was never both of us moving up like this. It was always back and forth. So they told me when it came down to it, they couldn't decide if one should be on the first or the other one on the second. So they flopped both of us on the second.
But you wound up being able to get to the next level through the JUCO. I mean, what can you tell the young kids? So the JUCO isn't a slight. You're talking to a guy who played at PG, the average of double. Don't look at me all crazy. Man. Average of double at PG.
For how long?
10 games. I had 10 games where I got a double. They be playing with me sometimes, man. They just don't even know. I ain't had no training. Everything I learned was on my own. I worked hard.
There it is. That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at.
Right. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, I didn't have a trainer. Everything I did was just that's a whole nother story. If you ask me that, I'm glad to tell y'all. But JUCO is where it's at. Like, yes, you can go to a 4-year school, but you better be on top of your game so you can get into that role as far as maybe 6, maybe 7 man coming off the bench or even starting.
Yeah.
But when you go to JUCO, it's a whole different story. And it also depends on what program you go to. All JUCO is not built the same.
Right.
The one I went to, Allegheny, once I got there, it was just like, all right, you here, unpack. The next thing you know, hey, go over to the school. I go over to the school. It's like 110 degrees out there. Running 4 laps around the dirt field, right? Then we finished that. So, I'm thinking it's over. I'm ready to kick my shoes off. I'll hit the weight room. So we go in the weight room, and they're lifting. Next thing you know, I think I'm done. Nah, we're going on the court. We're about to play.
Yeah.
So just imagine all that every day on the off season and preseason. The only thing you dropping is the running, but you still lifting and you still running. Then practice time coming. If you couldn't dunk, if you couldn't dunk at the beginning of the season, you guaranteed to dunk.
You definitely.
Bob Kirk, he used to put us on the fouler, elbow. He used to sit right in the middle of the ball, throw it off the backboard to somebody, go get it.
Yeah.
That was just like first 30 minutes, go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it. So it's, I mean, that it's just kept feeding you. We didn't think about it, but it feeds you to anything come off that rim, offensive rebound, anything. Just catch it, dunk it. I remember one time I was in a game, Torrey Wilson, good friend of mine, Lou Bates, I think he went to Virginia Union, Torrey went to West Virginia, and so we're playing, the ball hit the rim. I promise you, you see those commercials with your hands like this, or you see some bunch of hands, we all jump. All you saw was the hands like this in the air, just fighting over the ball, us trying to dunk it. We wound up missing because nobody could grab it because we trying to push each other out the way. Yeah. So I mean, it just feeds you to attack the basket, attack the ball, put it back in.
So I've had a couple guys on here. We're talking about perennial pros, guys who didn't have an opportunity to actually touch the league. But you're talking about, being able to feed your family because of basketball. Yes. Being able to travel the world because of basketball. And you had that same opportunity.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I know you played in, you tell us where you played.
Well, I'll tell you about the opportunity, and I'll tell you where I played. One of the things basketball does do for you, if you have a small net of people, right, what it does, it just opens it up even wider. There have been times where I've gone somewhere and they come up to me, hey, did you play an American? Hey, did you go to Allegheny? I'm like, yeah, hey, did you play a good Counsel? Oh yeah, we heard about you. And I'm thinking, how in the world did you hear about me? And you had me about 15, 20 years. How's that possible? Yeah. So it does put your name out there. Especially it helps if you're in the paper a couple times. It puts you out there, and people know that. And I tell people, when you play ball, man, you can't be out there acting a fool. Like people recognize your face, they recognize your name. Like I can tell you right now, the job I'm in now as a PE teacher at Holy Cross Middle School is because they know I went to good counsel. They know I went to American University. They all have that net group of friends, and they say, hey, give him the job. Yeah.
He ain't got to work for this. Give him the job.
Give him the job. So, after American University, again, my first year, I had 2 years left. My first year, I thought I was going to go in and play the guard position. Yeah, man. I try to tell these stories because they're going to say, oh, yeah, you one of those guys saying that you could have made it to the league, blah, blah, blah. And so I kind of keep it to myself. Okay. So, why didn't you go pro? I said, right place, right time. And I just leave it like that because that's what it is a good amount of the time.
Especially if you're a scorer.
Yeah. So, again, I broke my foot at Allegheny. So I missed that whole season, my freshman year. Tried to do a little something my sophomore year. American University came and got me. Next thing you know, I'm thinking, all right, I can do something. I get there. I love my teammates, but I don't think they were on the same page as me. Like I was there to win. Right? I was there to win. I was there to take over. I know Tim Foote, great guy. His daughter goes to Connecticut. Azizi Foote. So we connected real quick, and then a couple of other cats, Matt Brown, Keith and Karen from North Carolina, they all up here, Jermaine Epps. We bonded, and we tried to do something, right? We tried to build something right then and there, but somehow, some way, we couldn't all get on the same page. It just, you know, you got other couple of seeds out there just messing it up, and they was getting a good amount of time. But then my senior year, right? I thought I was gonna play guard again. This was that power forward and center come in there. So we had like a 6'10" guy. We had from Hagerstown. We had another kid, Chris. I forgot his last name. He was from Oklahoma. We in the Midnight Madness. This dude walks in, nothing special at all, nothing special. Just a regular layup, like you just strolling to the basket, torn ACL, just like that, torn ACL. Out for the season. So I was like, oh man. So I said, all right, we got another 16 cat.
Yeah, no worries.
So we were in a game. Something happened. After the game, I was talking to him, and it broke my heart, man. He said, man, I'm just here just to go to school. I said, what? You here just to go to school?
Yeah.
So this kid didn't want to. He didn't want to get better. He didn't want to dominate. Yeah. And so he was on the pine. I went from I was like 4 to 5. You know, skip the 3, skip the 2, skip the 1. Right? It was just like that was my spot. Next thing I was playing against guys that's like 7 feet. At least got me by like 10 or 15 pounds. Indeed. But I'm not the one to back down from it. Right. So, you know, I gave him my all. And then I think it came down to maybe like the last few games. It just clicked. And I was like, you know what? Forget this. You know, if I get the ball anywhere near the 3-point line or the wing, you know, it's going up. I'm going to show them. So then I just stopped playing all over the place. Yeah, so I made those bigs come out to me. Gave them a fit, so when they subbed them out, I had to go to a different guard, then I take them back down low in the post. So, you know, I had that kind of video footage, and the next thing you know, I had a couple of guys, Kenny Woods, a great guy. He played over in Spain again. You know people, good counsel. He did American University. It's all connected. So he hooked me up with a team over there. So I played over there for like a little bit. It wasn't like your top, but it was good enough. But unfortunately over there, bad luck, man. You have
what happened there?
I'm balling, right? And my coach used to tell me, hey, they call me Treadwell, you can possibly shoot. I was like, you ain't gotta tell me nothing else, man. So the guy that was funding the team through his company, his son was on the team. So I went from playing the whole game to splitting time with this guy. Yeah. And so what was the last straw for me was we weren't supposed to go out. I went out anyway because I knew the ride was like 4 hours away. So I tried to sleep it off. I get in the game. I got like 30, right? Sweating bricks. Everybody was like, "Why are you sweating so?" It's just hot, man. Right. So we drew up a play. We're up. I think we're down. We're down like 1 or something like that, right? He goes and draws up a play. I don't understand a damn word. They speak Spanish and Catalan. I don't understand not a word he's saying, man. And he just told me, go to the 3-point line, you can shoot it. That's all I needed to hear. So our point guard came down, made a little move, threw it to me in the corner. I knocked it down. Next thing you know, they called a timeout. They come back in. So they were trying to hit a bucket, right? So we're up. Next thing you know, they go down. One of my teammates block it. You know, I'm running up court like this. I look like Randy Moss running up court, my hand up like this. The guy that the father owns donates the money, gave all this behind the back spin move, off his foot, out of bounds. They threw that thing in, shot it, game. I couldn't even get mad. I just grabbed my stuff and just walked back to the bus. I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So Spain was great. If y'all ever get a chance, Tarragona, Spain, man, it's a wonderful place. Yeah. But I also tried to go over to I did go over to Dublin, Ireland, and
there's a story.
Nah, man, it's just so you over here, right? You can go buy food, throw it in the freezer. And first I thought I was built enough to have a kid and then go over there for like a little bit and go back. So that was weighing down on me. But what topped it off, I bought some chicken and I put it in the freezer. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna be good. Man, I brought it out. I said, what's that smell? I thought I like spilled something, right? Next thing I got that cooking it. And I was all good. The next day, man, I was killed over, man. My stomach was like food poisoning. Boom. Wow.
Damn. So what wasn't the freezer?
Nah, man, it was a chicken.
Chicken.
You buy it, you got to eat it right then and there. There's no saving it. There's no saving it there. But Ireland was decent. It was decent. It's different, but it's decent.
So basketball, you're talking about playing a kid's game, and it basically gives you the ability to just not just travel, to take care of your family, to have that recognition. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but so I'll bring back to the training part. To get there, you have to invest in yourself, right? Now, I'm not talking about just get on the court and let me just put up a whole bunch of shots.
Right.
It's all an investment. So I used to get up early in the morning, run Rock Creek Park through the trail every morning. I used to run Snake Hill by Carterburn every morning. Yes, strength shoes on it, right? And then I go get up my shots. So when I get my shots up, it's never just let me start doing these moves. I break it down completely, like to where my shoulders are already burning, like the first 10 minutes. And then once I get my mechanics down and all that and the rhythm, then I'll try to speed up a little bit. And on that speed up, it just spin the ball, step into it, and then after that, I dive right back into it again, doing something different. But while I'm doing all that, it's the heavy ball, like shooting threes with the heavy ball. That's how you get that little deep range. You have the big ball, the oversized one, and then I go back to the regular ball. So for an hour, I can be shooting with the heavy ball.
Commitment, though, yeah.
Yep. And then I go to the regular ball. Then I go back to the big ball for another hour. Then I go back to the regular ball, hour. And I just kept circling just like that. So when I walk out of there, it's just like I'm ready. So I'm humble though when I say this. I feel like I can shoot anywhere on the court, anywhere. Like it doesn't even matter. Like I'll just put it up, and I do it to let them know I can do it. So it extends that defense out.
Exactly. I think that separates the guys, the novice, from the pros, though. I mean, because again, I'll never compare myself to you, but as far as getting out on the basketball court or in my own time putting in that extra work, I didn't necessarily do that. Naturally, I was pretty good. I was clumsy as hell, But how do you get past the time? I'm still clumsy. But how do you get past that unless you put work in? And for you on your own, you was able to put that work in.
Yes, you just have to slow everything down. Like now, I think everybody wants to dribble like Kyrie, wants to dribble like Steph, want to shoot like Steph. But you have to slow yourself down. See the move visually. And then you create a muscle memory off of it. And that way you stop thinking about it, and then you can just go ahead and do the move.
Right.
Yeah. Time and effort.
So let me go. We gonna get you out on this DC rapid fire.
All right.
Your favorite wizard?
Ooh, I can't even.
You don't have a favorite? You don't have a favorite wizard?
I tell you, I don't have a favorite wizard. But I like Bernard King.
Oh yeah.
That's
bucket getter.
Yeah, I like Bernard King. I like Bernard King.
Your favorite mystic?
I know I'm gonna butcher her name. Deladon or something.
Deladon.
Yes.
Yeah. That's typical.
She wasn't my favorite at first until I saw her post up mid range with a fadeaway. I said, all right, bucket. Yes.
I mean, I'm really interested in this question here though, because typically people walk into this. But who was the most influential person to your basketball career?
It's like almost a slew of guys, right? So Kevin McHale, right? Boston Celtics. The up and under.
Oh, he brought it back.
Yeah.
He brought it full circle.
McHale, up and under, right? So you got that. Then you got Shaq just being strong, right?
Okay.
And then Tracy McGrady, just a little wiry at times.
Yeah.
So you take a piece of that. And everybody say Jordan for dunks and moves. I say his mind, right? Like you're not gonna stop me,
yeah.
right? Regardless of what you throw at me, you're not gonna stop me. So that's the part I take from there. And there's like a certain move I do, right, where I can straighten up my arms like this and just shoot it on the fadeaway. Patrick Ewing, watch his jump shot. Arms lock up.
That's it right there. Yeah.
So, you know, I took bits and pieces from everybody, and that's just me studying certain things of different players and just. But then, so everybody said, "Oh, you got that Jordan fadeaway, that shimmy." I didn't get that from him. Kim Olajuwon.
But you got to think about it. I mean, I got a couple more questions, but that you're talking about you on your own having the ability to know where you want to be as it pertains to basketball and going to get it. You know, a lot of guys don't necessarily go get it. They have an idea, they do a little, and then they go on about their business.
No, I take it, and that's to be
Man,
honest,
I take it.
I've done this a few times.
Wait.
I've done this a few times. I've done this before in the 50 and over league, where I would do a move, and I would laugh, right?
Yeah.
Because I've never practiced that move. Never. I've only seen it.
Yeah.
And for me to go do it like right then and there, I gotta laugh about it because I never thought about it, and it just clicked right there.
Hey, you do look like you're having a good time on that basketball court. I will say that.
It's like, what was it? I think I was on a fast break, and like two guys just came at me, and like I said, it just happened. I just took the ball, wrapped it. I was going behind my back, and something just told me throw it between my legs. So I wrapped it, threw it between my legs, and kept on going. And I was just like, you know what? I can do nothing but laugh because that, you know, that wasn't planned. So. But that's like, you see things, you keep an open mind about it, and then you never know, it might just pop up on its own. It is.
I'm gonna throw them all with this. I'm gonna throw them all, Kwame. Your favorite go-go band?
I tell you this, I don't have one, but you know, I grew up. My brother listening to Red S's, Northeast Groovers, Little Bitty Masters, Junkyard, Backyard, and I listen to some of the newer cats, like just some of these beats, but not too much of it. Yeah. So I will occasionally like blast that, but it does send me to a different place.
Oh yeah.
It does send me to a different place. Like I was coaching. This is a short story. I was coaching up in the Heights. I was so tired, and his name is Sonny Hempfield, right? He was the head coach at the time. I was one of the assistants, and he just turned it on. And next thing you know, I was like, oh. And I was like, I'm ready. I don't know when. I don't know when. I got ready. Yeah. So you know, I love it. Yeah. You know, so but I don't have a favorite. But I just listen to all those.
The in your mind, the greatest point guard. I typically say DC, but I think I gotta say DMV.
Greatest point guard. Well, I am missing out on a good slew of guys that came before me.
Okay.
I mean, a whole lot. So I grew up with seeing Greg Jones, Earl Tyson.
That's a good one.
Tutu.
That's a good one.
With us.
And all these guys played in the ABA with.
And I think it's Sheik. So I grew up seeing those guys. I don't know if Bootney ever played point guard, but that was my first time. I heard his name before. Yeah. But that was my first time seeing him, so I'm just gonna say he's in there.
Bootney Green, spin guards on.
Yeah, but like I said, when coming up, basketball. To be honest, basketball was the last thing on my mind. I was out there like a stunt guy. I was climbing trees, jumping off roofs, skateboard, riding bikes. Yeah.
That's what we do out Maryland.
Running through Rock Creek Park. I was. You know, it was but I did grow up in DC.
Okay.
I'm actually from DC.
Me too.
14 for now. So. Okay. Yeah. So, but see, and that's but to no fault. A lot of people probably think I'm from Maryland
because
if you don't know me, there's because all they hear is good counsel, Wheaton, Maryland, Albany, Gaithersburg. That's all. But you know, I know a lot of guys out there, but I also know a lot of guys down in DC. So if you don't know me, you'll probably think that's where I was from.
But all Matt travels.
It does.
Yeah. So you're respected just off the strength of that.
I've got Anwar McQueen too.
Okay.
another point guard. Went to St. Albans.
So what do you got going on now? What's happening?
I'm looking to get back into coaching. Like I said, I was at the Heights, but they wanted somebody there at the school, so the kids have somebody to answer to. I couldn't be mad at that. It gave me a shot, gave me a couple of years. I appreciate it. But I do a little training on the side.
Okay.
But most kids that I train, it's just like they still want it. Like they want it so bad that they're willing to skip everything.
Yeah.
To get right to it. So you might got all the handles in the world, but you don't have the footwork or the ability to really finish it like you should.
You
And
played in front of nobody.
Yeah.
In the fucking mirror.
most moves that they do, that they practice in a straight line. So you do all this crossing, but you're still moving in a straight line. Now you're gonna have a defender in front of you. So whatever move you make, it's left or right. And then that depends on how fast you are. Then you got your counter moves. You got your first counter and your second counter. But I always tell them what you got to develop is a mean ass jab step.
Yeah.
You got to get that first. Jab step, go. Jab step, cross over to the left. If you get that down, everything else will open up for you.
That sounds like a guard. That don't sound like no power forward.
Yeah.
Instruction.
Yeah. That's what I try to tell them.
Right. They didn't want to listen.
They don't listen to me. But sometimes I do. Like when people ask me questions, and I always got to go back and say, hold on. Let me look in here real quick. Did I do something? And I'll see the articles, and I was like,
talk your shit.
I'm like, yeah. So it was like a few games in a row, slew of games where I was like dropping 25, 29 points a game.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was doing something.
Right.
It's just that out of position, bad timing.
You mentioned somebody earlier. I mean, I know I had to be a couple guys who you done went at. You done torched these people. His name ain't Dwayne Foote though. Can you mention a couple of those guys, man? You can look at that camera right there, focus on you, man.
It is, but that I just keep in my
and the roll it down.
in my diary. I keep it in my diary, man. I have much respect for all cats that I played against, and by no shape or form, I don't want them to think that I'm disrespecting them because I got the best of them, and so I'm real peaceful about it.
Yeah.
But it's a whole nother beast if you're on the court and you get to run in your mouth to me.
God Almighty.
Oh my God. Then that's when okay, all right. So and that's how I play the game. Like I can walk in the game. I'll wait for you to make a move on me, make me look bad. Just make me look bad. Shoot that ball in my face with me contestant and look at me. Okay, all right. And that's that Michael Jordan. Like, okay, yeah, that's all I need, man. Like right now, I don't know if they know it, but Jeff Baxter and them, we lost. That's all I've been thinking about. That's all I've been thinking about. I'm not even lying. I promise you. That's all I've been thinking about.
I had 50 on.
Yeah, I see them. Yeah. I don't like the way they ended. So if we see them early in the season or the middle, whenever we see them, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
My man had a good question, Dre. You want to ask that question?
I just, he touched a little bit on his statement, but I know his history a little bit, you know what I mean? I just wanted to talk about the legendary money games. Just a couple, and you actually a teammate of one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
It sound familiar? It sound familiar?
It does. Let's just say the money games were interesting. Okay. Very interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting.
You can put them names to that. That's cool.
But I will name. The only reason I'm naming this name is because the guy's well respected. I respect the hell out of him. The reason I mentioned because that's my first time ever meeting a DC legend, Henry Hall.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. So
absolutely,
I would name that one. That was my first time ever meeting one. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
That's a hell of a point guard right there to mention. Yeah.
So that was. I'll mention that. The rest, I'll just.
You leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay. Lee, what you got, Lee?
Man, this was a good interview. Question though, 14th Street, you was at Upshur. Like what year, what time frame was this?
Let's see. So I mean, there's a lot that a lot of stuff people don't know about me, right? So it's I'll divulge a little bit of it. I didn't grow up there. I was adopted, and at 5 or 6.
Okay.
So that's how I ended up over there, and didn't know anybody. So I really didn't venture outside or do anything until I was like maybe like 10, 11, 12, something like that.
That tells it all right there. That's where that drive, that hunger comes from.
So once I started going outside, it was I would say roughly, because I know I was going to deal maybe in like 86, 87, something like that. Yeah.
Because I live on 15th Street.
Where?
But I was born in 88.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay.
Man, I always want to act like he act like he from the city, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. Man, come on. Shauna, you got something, Shauna? Nothing?
Yeah, I was at the D.O. Vikings with the wooden backboard. got the crease in the floor, the piece of wood sitting up. If you fall down, you liable to peel your whole skin back.
Oh, no.
John Spearman.
Yeah, Coach Spearman was there when I was there.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, but when you said, but Coach Spearman was there when I was there.
Yeah, I hope you don't see this video, though. We got some bad breath, man.
Oh, Coach, you got to do something about that, Coach.
I'm mad at him anyway.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Because, like I said, I didn't appreciate basketball not one bit, right? I just like somebody say, come play ball. All right, let's do it. So I didn't know I can play for them. I didn't know I couldn't play with anybody else. I ended up going with an AAU team, playing with them. Word got back, small world, and so he said, "Yeah, you off the team." I was like, all right, whatever. So I started to leave. My friends like, "Nah, man, come on back. Tell me you want to play." And I was like, "All right," because I was cool with all of them. So I was like, "All right." So I said, "Yeah, I want back." He said, "All right, wait right here." Man, this dude went in the office, brought back this big old fraternity paddle. I said, "What you about to do with that?" He said, "Man, you got to take 3 of these if you want back with the team." What?
That's how you can tell that's old school.
Yeah, so I looked at the paddle. I said, "That thing can't hurt. It can't hurt." He brought that thing back just a little bit. Man, my ass was on fire. I was like, "I got 2 more of those?" He said, "Yeah, man." Ever since then, this is my team. I'll holler at y'all when the season's over. So, but yeah.
That's old. Yeah, exactly. 86.
Yes, sir.
The legendary, the man, the myth, the legend. Kwame, you want to say something to your man?
No, man, I've been enjoying this interview. I didn't know any of this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like I said, man. Like I'm so quiet about it, right? But I really don't. Like right now, I never talk this much.
Wow.
Ever. I got about like
I
I
appreciate
got like 5 or 6 words. That's it. But I do like to joke, but even that's to a minimum. And it's not because I don't want to talk to anybody. It's just who I am, man.
Yeah. Nice. Is somebody else back there or they gone? See what I know? Okay. Man, look. Mr. Treadwell, Thomas Treadwell, the guy hit me with the up and under. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming out here on Foote Tuesday. Hey!